Hello to all the Chelsea fans. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much and welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Transfer Watch on Chelsea Perspective. And let's not forget, this is the Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all doing well. Today we'll talk transfers. We'll talk about Amadou Onana has been linked with a move to Chelsea Football Club. We'll talk about Mason Mount's potential move to Manchester United. We'll talk about Kai Havertz move. Proposing is a potential move to Arsenal, and we're hearing that Manchester City are interested in signing Kai Havertz. Also, we'll also talk about Moises Caicedo, Nicholas Jackson, and other new emerging news with regards to Chelsea activities in the transfer market. I hope you're all doing well. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to the show. I hope you're all eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall leaving the blue life. I appreciate you all and thank you once more for finding the time to join the Blue Morning Show. But today we'll talk transfers, as I've mentioned: Mason Mount, Amadou Onana, Kai Havertz, Nicholas Jackson, Moises Caicedo, and every other player that's been linked with a potential move to Chelsea Football Club. Big up to you too, DJ. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the show, brother. I am well, and I hope you're well too. Any day above ground is a good day. And for those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other are not able to participate in the chat, just know that we do appreciate you. Thank you. You watching alone does provide a great value. But if you can't do us one more tiny bitty favor, just to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us, the likes will go a long way. We're aiming for 300 likes today. And in the house already, we have Louis Rivera. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. Coach Dapa in the suit on the profile pic. Oh, thank you so much. That's one of my favorite pictures, but I appreciate you taking the time to say that. Morning Blues, keep on coming, guys. Morning, Louis, just DJ saying hello to Louis Rivera. More importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. So I'm going to share the link immediately since I don't have too much to talk about with regards to those in the chat. Just give me 1 second. We'll get started in a bit. I want this one up here until I am ready. Thank you all again once more for finding the time to join the show. Sincerely do appreciate you all. You are the reason the community is growing as quick as it's growing. So I appreciate you all. Let's get into it straight away without wasting much of your time. And the first item we have lined up here, I didn't know Arsenal were interested in signing Romeo Lavia. But this is a report, that's a report by Chelsea Dodgers quoting Miguel Delaney. I don't know Miguel Delaney that much. I don't know him actually at all. It says Arsenal are not that advanced with Romeo Lavia, but are seen as his most unlikely next club amid competition from Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United. We were actually made to believe that we can get him because of his connection. Is it Joe Shields, one of the scouts that found him? I'm not too sure of that story, but yeah, it's looking like we're not too serious about him, because I think it's one target, one signing. If we were that serious, would by now would have wrapped up his signing, but it doesn't look like we're that serious. We're just considering him, or maybe we have him on the list as an option if we end up not getting, just as we've missed out on Orate, and if we end up not getting Moises Caicedo, then we'd go for him. But he's a talent, and I still argue if we're looking to get him as a DM, I don't think he'd be effective in that role for us. That's just my opinion. Maybe he will, with time, mature into being able to fulfill that role. And this is Ines Gimfi. He says we need Caicedo. Is a must for us. I think we're working on it, and we'll get to that in a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 22 likes already, and I appreciate all of you that are not watching, but you've taken the time to drop a like on the stream. We appreciate that. That shows, yes, you support the channel, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. So thank you. Yeah, thank you to my bro DJ there in the chat. Thank you to Louis Rivera. Thank you to NX Gimfi. I appreciate you all. We have to move to the next topic. Except if you have anything to say with regards to the fact that Arsenal, as reported here by Chelsea Dodgers reporting Miguel Delany, is that Romeo Lavia's most likely destination will be Arsenal Football Club. I didn't know we weren't that serious because it just sounds as if we're not that serious. Christian Pulisic had 2 goals last night, looked more explosive than usual. I've always known he's a good player. I think his biggest problem at Chelsea right now, and he's actually a big game player too. His biggest issue at Chelsea is putting pen to paper for a new contract. And if I were Christian Pulisic, I wouldn't either until I'm guaranteed, let me say, enough game time. Let me not just use the term of starting place. He's the face of football in America. He should be starting games for Chelsea, but I think the biggest problem is him putting pen to paper for a new contract. I didn't watch the game, but I was just seeing the numbers. I was so tired. Resting after the second show the evening. But I was seeing the numbers and seeing what was going on. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Let's see, Miguel Delany. Yep, Coachella. He's well known. He's a well-known journalist for the Independent, covers Spanish and British football teams. So he could, okay, you're saying you trust him. Also, that means he may well be telling the truth there, but there's nowhere to tell. But that's not saying, I like the report because it says Arsenal are not that advanced with Romeo Lavia, but are seen as his most likely next club, mid-competition from Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United. So it's not done and dusted for them. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. I appreciate you all for finding the time to join the show this morning. And then we'll be switching to the next topic. I assure you all, if the panelists, they have time to join today, no problem. I still bring them on. But right now, we have to go through the items we have lined up. This one here, Mihailo Mudryk is named in Ukraine's squad for the European Under-21 Championship. Chelsea believe it will be a good chance to build some momentum and confidence ahead of next season. Maybe it depends on I don't know the length of the competition in question or how quickly it will be done. I don't want us to miss him as the season starts. I want him to be part of the season. But if this means just him missing, even if it means missing preseason, I don't really like it that much. I think it would be better of having him participate in the preseason, because if he comes back from the under-21s and the preseason is over, then the manager will need time to integrate him into the team. So I'd rather him be part of the preseason. I think it will be good for him. But I don't know the schedule for the under-21s and all that. But we'll see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll have quite a lot of updates lined up. DJ have sent me a lot, and I'll try to share them with you once we're done with the ones we have lined up here. So any contribution, if you have anything to say with regards to what we have lined up here, what we've already talked about, and I appreciate, and it'd be interesting to see what you have to say. Yes, I'm Mihailo Mudryk, named in Ukraine's under-20. I wish him well if that's his decision. But that's more importantly shows willingness from a player who's suffered for one reason or the other. willingness to work on, to deal with whatever they're accustomed not to do, maybe as well as many people expect him to do. But I'd argue he suffered. You could say he struggled a bit due to lack of the managers not giving him game time when we expected him to start. For instance, under Frank Lampard, I wanted him to start against Real Madrid because there'd be spaces for him to exploit against Man City, and it didn't happen. And when he got chance, the one game he started under Frank Lampard, he was excellent. He was one of our best players on the day. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Then we're going to switch to the next item we have lined up to discuss. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 26 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. So we should be moving faster than 26 likes, but I still appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we have lined up here. This kid, I love him so much, but I have always suspected that there's a chance that the club will most likely send him out on loan. So this report here, this is also Chelsea Dodgers quoting Len Twomey of the Athletic, saying Cesar Caicedo has interest from back in Italy, but Chelsea would much prefer him to continue his adaptation to English football. So which means looking to loan him to a Premier League club. I think that's not a bad idea. He impressed many at the Cobham training ground in the first half of last season with how quickly he settled into his new surroundings and picked up the language. By all accounts, he's a highly independent, low-maintenance character. More importantly for me, he's a good footballer. But let's see what happens. I think whether he stays or goes all comes down to whether the club, how many more midfielders the club signs. But I like Caicedo. Let's see what we do with him. If you watch him play, you'd see he's matured beyond beyond his age. Miguel Delani, Pachila, he's well known. I think I've read that one too. But thank you, DJ, for educating me on that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have just 28 likes. We should be doing better than that. It's Mudryk considering, and that's Lucky Mukaro. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Is Mudryk considering possible injury or fatigue ahead of preseason? New season, there's a need. A coach and should be ready physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yes, then I think, yeah, I've asked that question too. I don't know the duration of the European under-21s and how long he's going to be with them. Whether that overlaps, you can say overlaps until the preseason duration. I don't know. I'd rather him be part of the preseason, but maybe the timeline allows him some time to still take a bit of a break before joining for preseason. So I do not know, because if the preseason finishes before he comes back, it will take the manager time to integrate him into the team, if that makes sense. But thank you for that contribution there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Smash the like button, people. I appreciate you finding the time to join, Bobby. I hope you're recovering well. I will keep praying for you. And I think it was Bobby that explained it to us the last time we talked about Cesar Caicedo, that there is a program set. There's a program set for Cesar Caicedo to follow, and which includes the construct of the program includes him learning the language, adapting to English football. So this report pretty much aligns with what Bobby explained to us on the day. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'm seeing we're getting a lot more updates from AD. DJ have sent a few. I'm gonna knock out those I have lined up here, and then I'll come back to looking at what they have shared with us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Because today has the height and offers us something different than we've had. And he's a good finisher too. He can hit the ball so hard from outside the box, and I've scored quite a few wonder goals for the academy and for is it Reading? I think that Reading is where he's on loan. But let's see what the club does with him. And I think his future comes down to how many midfielders were signed. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with the blue. Again, big up to you, brother. He says, big up, coach. The board noticed your hard work. Despite the easy tapping in and start padding 2 streams per day will definitely help the negotiations. Yeah, failing that you can always go on loan to AFTV. Yeah, thank you for suggesting that even if they pay me the whole money in the whole world, I will not go to AFTV except for a collaboration. But I get it. Much love to you, brother, and I appreciate you. Yeah, let's see what else we have lined up here to talk about. What are your thoughts? These are the three items we've talked about. Romeo Lavia, this reports that Romeo Lavia's a likely destination will be Arsenal. I didn't know that until today. If you have anything to say with regards to that, you go ahead, drop it in the chat. The second item we discussed is Mihailo Mudryk. You know, he's been called up for Ukraine's under-21 for the European under-21 championship. And also, we were talking about Moises Caicedo, and I said, he's a player I like, but let's see what the club, what we do with him. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 32 likes already. It looks like, yeah, we're going to get 300 likes today, but we should take it up to 100 as soon as possible. Coach, and as O'Neil Diaz, nice to see you. I appreciate you. What's your take on Nicholas Jackson and what it means for Dacho Fofana? I think for me, if you present the two players for me and say choose one, I choose Dacho Fofana. I think he's the more complete of the two. Dacho Fofana, I think he's the more complete of the two. That's how I'd like to put it at this point. What's his name? Nicholas Jackson is good. I've seen from the clips I've seen, I think he's a fine finisher, but at the same time, it still looks a bit raw. So it wouldn't make sense if we keep him and then end up sending Dacho Fofana out on loan. Then my judgment will be that's probably because we didn't spend that much money on him. And I think Dacho Fofana, his numbers of Moldy FC he's not that sort of player that you send out on loan. His numbers are phenomenal, really, to be honest. But probably because we didn't pay that much for him, it'd be easy to just say send him out on loan. We don't respect him that much because of it, and it's a Chelsea thing, really. Hopefully he stays because there's a fine player in him, and he's such a talent that if we toy around with him by sending him out on loan, I think he'd probably look to leave. Unfortunately for him, he's put pen to paper for a long-term contract, and it would be difficult to get out of it. Hopefully we'll keep him and give him a chance. The little we've seen on the ground, Porter, when he got the chance to play, I think he showed. Yeah, I get it. There's an argument that he's still a bit raw. Probably trying to do too much to impress the manager when he got the opportunity to be on the pitch for us. But that's, by the way, we move on from that one. We go into the next topic. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way. We have 33 likes now. Let's push it up. Yep, what do we have next lined up here? Okay, we have this one here, the Kai Havertz saga. Should I call it a saga? Should I call it? I'm not sure what to call it. It's not a conundrum because he wants to leave in the club. They've tried to get him to put pen to paper for a new contract. He's not willing to do that. So the only option left for the club, it's simple, to sell the player. But right now, let's try again, as we discussed a few days ago, let's try and keep the topics aligned. As much as I love interacting with you, it can be exhausting switching between topics like this because once you switch topics, the brain will start processing the new information before you. So it doesn't make sense to be switching topics in a few seconds like this. So please try and keep the topics online. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Jakal says, Jakad, is it Jaka J or Jaka JJ, maybe? Chelsea is still planning to depend on Thiago Silva in defense. We should sign Kim Min-jae and release Silva in Aspi. Anyway, Vardiol is going to City. I knew from time we're never going to sign Vardiol, and it turns out that's exactly what's happening right now. In terms of Kim Min-jae, isn't he on his way to Manchester United? Correct me if I'm wrong. But you never know. As long as they haven't announced him, there's still the possibility to sign him there. But I think we're keeping Thiago Silva because of his leadership. And wherever you play him, I think he still do well for us. I don't want a situation where we sell our most experienced defenders. If Koulibaly ends up leaving and we'll sell Thiago Silva, and we have a bunch of 21-year-olds, at most 22-year-olds, leading the back line. I think we're seeing an example of what could happen if we sell our most experienced players and rely on the young players to lead the back line. It's a huge risk there. And I don't want us to do that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Good morning, and that's a lot of people mentioning. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And this says Havertz should be sold for 60 to 65 million. It's a good price for him. Rumors are that we want around 75 million, but we're flexible. I'm not sure how correct that is. And Arsenal, we learned yesterday that Kai Havertz that has given Arsenal the green light. Is agreed personal terms. Practically, I think that report was insinuating that he's agreed personal terms with them. I don't know how truthful that is until it happens. Let's see. Check out the daily roundup show. Yep, I think you will like that. An excellent show. Louisa, my co-host, was available. It should still be available for today's daily roundup show. But I will not be 100% part of that one. Sometimes I'm just trying to help her to get her feet wet, if that's how the language you prefer. Let me say to get acquainted with the process again, because she hasn't done that for a while. But I think you enjoyed it. It's snappy. The plan is to keep it to just 1 hour at most, if possible 30 minutes. It depends on how much we have to discuss. But that's, by the way, I appreciate you sharing that link there, brother. Thank you so much. Constantine Dante, always nice to see you. Hello, everyone. And he calls me Chip Chilla. I appreciate that. That's your ID right there. And I think that Soccer Perspective, yes, please. If you haven't, go check it out. Be sure to subscribe to Soccer Perspective. After my 3-day vacation, which will be from the 20th to the 23rd, I'll be traveling to California. Once I come back, I'll do my best to start releasing videos or doing live streams on Soccer Perspective. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. It's a sister channel. It's called Soccer Perspective. I think we're closing into 1,000 subscribers on that particular channel. Kim Min-Jao is heading to Bayern. No, not Man United. Okay, I think that broke yesterday. United were the favorites, but the player has opted to join Bayern Munich. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Thank you for that update, DJ. Sincerely do appreciate that. Onidia says, though I did not want her to see certain players go, but a complete revamp is necessary. Players had a breakdown in mentality in relationship with each other, time to rebuild a new relationship. I think I agree with you. And you could argue the player exodus may well be what we need, for a fresh start, because that damaged mentality, you can say that damaged mindset, damaged form, however you want to say it, it will be difficult to be dealt with if majority of the players who suffer that are still within the ranks of the club. So it's a good idea, really. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. And from what we're seeing so far, it just seems as if Pochettino in the club's hierarchy, they're deconstructing and reconstructing. But let's see what happens. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. Always nice to see you. We are already at 42 likes, and that's a good sign. To me, that's a sign that we may well get to 300 likes a day. We'll be averaging 100 likes per show. But let's get this one up. 42 likes. Let's make it happen. What else do we have? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And my bro is here, the Added Time podcast. Bro, be sure to share the link to your channel so that I can, get people to go subscribe if they haven't. Big up coach and panel. Got to love seeing Arsenal fans switch from saying Kai is an overrated player, flop, now saying he's the next of Van Persie. I think Kai is actually a different profile player from Van Persie. Van Persie is good. Van Persie is actually, you can say, should I say, yeah, you can say Van Persie was explosive during his day. Probably a better finisher than Kai Havertz. Kai is more of a creator than Van Persie is, and they shouldn't be comparing them, but I get that argument. That is them trying to justify the fact that they come in for a player that they've always called a flop. So it's a fans thing, but I appreciate you saying that, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. Please do share the link to your channel so that people can go check it out. Always nice to see you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Beating wall. Let it happen. Yep. We're here in the Bayern are interested. Since the player wants to leave, he's seeking a fresh start. And the club also have decided, the club are also open to selling him because he's refused to put pen to paper for a new contract. I'm all for the club selling him. And I really do mean that. I've always, look, if you ask my opinion, I'd say let him stay, play him as a creator, rather than as a number 9. I think he'd do well with us. But yeah, I mean, I wish him well, and I know he'd do well. But that's I'm going to look beyond that. I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I wanted him to stay, but he's decided to leave, and the club is willing to sell him. But that's, by the way, I'm not here to make excuses for the man. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, I appreciate you all. What else do we have lined up here? What topic are we on? Kai Havertz. We're talking about him. It looks like he's on his way to Arsenal, and rumors are that he's he's given the green light to Arsenal. But now we're hearing that Bayern, they're in for him. But let's see how serious they are. But except for just hearing that Bayern are in for Kai Havertz, we haven't heard anything else. But let's see what happens. Hopefully, we'll see a bidding war so that we can get a sizable fee from selling him. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Bayern are interested in who? Kai Havertz. Yeah, Bayern like German players quite a lot. And maybe he may well end up going home. 67 watching in only 46 likes. What's with these Kai Havertz conversion rate? So you have to tie that to Kai Havertz. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 45 likes. Let's get the likes up. We're shooting for 300 likes, so we should have more numbers than that. Oyait Godfrey says, since I started watching Chelsea, it's only Africans who can manage number 6. Caicedo will work for Chelsea. You can say there's a pattern to that. Caicedo will work, I believe that, but let's see what happens. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. If he's smart, he should go to Bayern. I think he will excel there. Thomas Tuchel likes him, and the German, you can say, at the pace of the pace of the Bundesliga, plus the overall approach. I think he's more suited to that game. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, I appreciate you all. Once I'm done catching up with what we have in the chat, I'd go for the next item lined up here. Sell Havertz to Bayern. I think he will prefer going back home. There's no way to tell that that's the case. I think he's one player that's shown he's not afraid to, he's not afraid to go beyond his comfort zone. Let me just phrase it like that, for lack of a better way to phrase it. Let's see what else you have here. Chelsea should not be holding price on players right now. Time is of the essence. Man United is on our tail for Caicedo. We should be in advanced talks already to sell Havertz. Here's the thing. I don't think because we want to sell players to be in a rush to sell them. And one thing I've always said is the first sale we'll make in this window will set the tone for every other player we want to sell. Why do I say that? Because if we would sell a player for cheap, then our clubs will see us as desperate. I get it, we're desperate, but we have to try to manage that, not to come across to the buying clubs as desperate. If we do that, then I don't think we'll get enough money from the players we'll be selling to help us to be able to do anything else, if that makes sense. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Only 45 likes, so we should be doing better than that. But I appreciate that coming there. Not really interested in players that are not really interested in Chelsea. I think that's the delicious comment of the day. It's as simple as that. If a player has decided they want to leave, let them go. And in the case of Kai, if he's decided he wants to leave, yeah, let him go. It hasn't really worked out as much as I think there's a good footballer in him, but he hasn't really worked out. If the club, if he's not willing to put pen to paper, I don't want my club to risk losing any other player on a free. It just doesn't make sense. It's not good for business. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Big up, Bobby. Big up, Bobby. Big up from me to you also once more. That's just me reading what DJ has in the chat there. Arsenal want a Mason Mount. I haven't heard that. Just true. The only thing I heard is that Arsenal, they want Romeo Lavia. And all I've heard before today has been that we're leading the race to sign Romeo Lavia. Will most likely the club that he ended up joining, but it turns out that isn't the case. Arsenal now, it's being reported that Arsenal is his most likely destination. But let's see what happens. Wally Waldo, always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. They've ruined that new kit with that sponsor on the front. I think they should maybe do something about it. It's not late yet. If maybe the backlash from the fans can get them to rethink. The deal isn't signed yet. I think the rumors are said something to this effect that they are in an advanced stage in terms of negotiations for the sponsorship deal. But let's see what happens. It's still time. I mean, for so many reasons, I don't think we should be doing business with such entity, if that makes sense. The vibe and Wally Waldo. More importantly, I hope you're doing well, and good to hear that you're getting well. Nice to see you. Let's see. Man, yep, I've read that one. And the vibe, big up to you, Wally Waldo. Always nice to see you, Coach. Why isn't Bobby on the panel? You call him Bobby Shamuda. Bobby isn't. It's not again. He's recovering from something. I'm not too well up into what it is, but he's getting better. That's the good news there. He's in the chat there. He's just saying that he's getting there, which means he's getting better. But yeah, always nice to see you, the vibe. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Yes, Bobby, that's great to hear that you're getting better. Kachila, we have until the 30th of June to sell players. It should not be about rushing or not. Okay, that means that probably they'll end up selling those players. But let's see what happens. Arsenal fans want Gallagher and Gallagher to what end? Call him a baller. Wow. Here's the thing. Like I've said, they've all called Kai Havertz a waste of money. They've all I've heard them argue that he's such a crappy player, but now because they push him to sign him and they're actually willing to pay up to £60 million, now they're calling him a baller. The argument now is that we'll ruin him. But that's by the way we're moving from that. Kishan, nice to see you. I like the idea of revamping the midfield with South American, Argentine, and Brazilian and Ecuadorian Ecuador players. I think, yeah, it's a good idea. And I think probably, Bobby, you're so proud, given the profile of the players we're looking at. Hopefully we'll get them all. It's not going to be easy to get all the players we want, but let's see what we're able to do. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Brighton said they want 100 million like Declan Rice. I think that's just a rumor. It's just a rumor, really. I've seen that report also. We've heard we've heard such reports before. We end up getting the player cheaper than usual. And I'm hearing that actually we only paid £65 million for Mihailo Mudryk. But yeah, people took the numbers that were out there and ran with it just to make us look bad, or like bad spenders maybe. Just imagine every time we play a Premier League match next season, we face one of our former players. That would suck. Yes, it is start today. Even from 3-4 years ago, we produced so much of players, especially academy products. Even in Europe, sometimes you play in the Champions League football. Nearly every game, you'd see us playing against a former Chelsea player. That's how big of a club we are, and we produce so many players from Cobham that that will always be the case. If you understand my point, but I get it. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We are at 50 likes, but we should be doing better than that. I wanted Enzo. We are signed. I wanted Enzo. Okay. We're signing. I want Caicedo. We're signing. I want Palinha and Lavia or Onana as DMS. Watch this space. Okay, I remember you said all that, but we're hearing now that Romeo Lavia, that he's most likely to join Arsenal than Chelsea Football Club, and all the suitors, which include. Let me see. That's a report here. This one here, which says Arsenal are not that advanced with Romeo Lavia, but are seen as his most likely next club. But let's see what the club does there. We were here. I think we were in the Kai Havertz discussion, and then soon we get into the Moises Caicedo talks. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. They say that Declan Rice is miles clear of Caicedo. 5 years of Premier League experience. They cannot ask for 100 million for Caicedo. And here's the thing: your conclusion that Declan Rice is miles ahead of Caicedo is just your opinion, and it depends on the role in question. Here's the thing: let's be specific here. Declan Rice is traditionally a DM. Moises Caicedo is traditionally more of a box-to-box midfielder, or can help us fulfill the Kovacic role, hybrid of 8 and 6. He's not traditionally a DM, but he's sound defensively, if that makes sense. He can also play in the right back position and all that. if you get my argument. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have quite a lot to talk about. Hopefully, we'll be able to get them before my boys try to break down the door. Giovanni Jafta, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Declan Rice would have been a great signing for Chelsea instead of Caicedo. Chelsea need a leader in that midfield. But beyond leadership, I think if you ask me, in my opinion, I think Caicedo is the more suitable for the way I've learned over time that Mauricio Pochettino likes to approach the game, if that makes sense. But let's see what the club does. Arsenal fans behave like they are on a spectrum. Yeah, you can say that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 52 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. It looks like we're going to get there today. Coach, Arsenal fans are the biggest of flip-flops. They slated Havertz for 2 seasons, and now he's going to be their marquee signing. They are saying Arteta can unlock him. Oh, yeah, the excuses after excuses. Why people rate the Rice over Caicedo? We all see things we see things as individuals, we see things from different lenses. And and you say, yeah, he has every right to think Rice is better than Caicedo. But Caicedo is a better player, and that's your opinion. And please, I'm going to say this again. Please, let's make sure that the topics we're discussing, whatever you have in the comment section, is aligned with the current topic. As much as I enjoy interacting with you, switching between topics in just a few seconds like this, it can be exhausting. And yeah, but please try the best you can to keep the topics aligned. I also don't like the idea of Havertz going to Arsenal. But let me ask you this question. If you've ever called for the club to sell him, then you don't have the right to dictate what club he joins. If you ever think it's not good enough for Chelsea, then why are you so concerned about the club selling him to Arsenal? The way Arsenal plays suits him. And it will only make Arsenal stronger. Well, maybe we'll get stronger than Arsenal for selling and get a better player. I've come to terms that he's leaving. And he said, we heard that he wants to leave. That he's refused to put pen to paper, which makes it a risk for the club. As he runs down his contract, he goes for a cheaper fee. So I don't want us to do that. Hello to you too. Saram, I hope you're doing well. A happy coming weekend. Happy weekend to you too. The beating battle for Kai starts. I hope that happens. That will help us ensure that we get a sizable fee from himself. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 55 likes. Let's get it to 60. Shoot for 100. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. I don't even think Havertz will get into Arsenal starting 11. Here's the thing. I think that's your opinion. I think he can. If Arteta decides to play with 2 10s, he gets into that lineup because Havertz. Here's the thing. One thing Chelsea fans don't know he's capable of doing. He's actually a fine creator, but because we've had a striker issue, and he is, you could say, versatile enough to play in the number 9 role, whether in a fluid approach or whatever. We played him there so much that a lot of people don't know this guy is actually a fine passer. He's a good passer of the ball, but that's my opinion. He's leaving. I don't see the possibility of his staying again. But if he stays, fine. If he leaves, fine. Arsenal fan days are shocking. They call us a small club, yet they are interested in buying our players. Gallas, Czech, Luis, William, Jorginho, possibly Havertz. Also, they are interested in Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher. Here's the thing. One thing they're not paying attention is this. I think they've not been actually that lucky with players they've signed from us. Maybe, I don't remember if did Gallas win anything with them, but beyond that, look at all the players they've signed with us, how much they've been able to achieve with them. I don't know. People, damage that button and subscribe if you are new. Yes, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 56 likes, and we're shooting for 300 likes. We should be at 100 likes right now. I appreciate you all. And my bro, Wally Waldo says, if I was Havertz, I'd go back to Germany. But like I've said before, he's shown that he likes, to explore things beyond his comfort zone. And that was why he came to Chelsea, actually, in the first place. But let's see what he does. Coach, there may be a good player in there somewhere. But after 3 seasons and 5 managers, it's clear to see Chelsea and Kai Havertz is not a good cocktail. I think that's a delicious comment, by the way. That's a good way to put it. It just hasn't worked for him at Chelsea as much as we'd like to see it work for him. And not because he's not a bad player. I think there's a good player in him. And thank you for saying that kindly. Big up a perspective and all great news. If we get Caicedo, delighted. We'll never went for Bissouma. At that time, it's supposed to sign him. Yeah, he's looked like a flop right now, and I'm glad we didn't get him. We'll be stuck with him and never have the chance to go for Caicedo now. Fingers crossed, and nice to see you join the boy. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And if you're a moderator, please keep reminding people to keep liking the stream so that I can talk less of that and concentrate on hosting the show. But I ain't a believer not until he wears the jersey. That's good for your mental health. Not to believe it's done until it's done. But we'll get to that in a bit. Havertz can make the lineup. He's a good player, just did not strive at Chelsea. That's another way to put it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. If I was Kai, I would go to Bayern. They will be out of the Champions League. Okay, they will not be out of the you're saying Arsenal will be out of the Champions League, the group stage, or you think Arsenal will be back in the Europa League? Okay, you're talking about Arsenal right there. That's a good one, and I like that. Good banter from DJ. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along where I will be switching topics in a bit. Havertz never played in his preferred position for Chelsea, but that's by the way right now. That's why he didn't succeed at Chelsea. Since he came to Chelsea, every manager used him in the false nine position, but he should have not agreed to play there. He should have told them he doesn't like to play there. Coach, for me, to me, Havertz is now, no, he has to be snapped next season. Okay, bye-bye now. The vibe, you don't do that to me, please. I want to go to heaven. Hi, guys. Okay, let me see what else we have here. Arsenal will be out. Yeah, I understood that was exactly what you want. I was able to decipher that, maybe. If we didn't have Mount, I think Havertz would have done well at Chelsea. That is some argument right there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 58 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. I appreciate you all. Hi, Coach. I think Havertz is a good player. Young, he will come good on the pitch. But he's not staying, and that's Bobo. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. The problem is we have too many players that want to play in that kind of midfield, and yeah, I think that may well be the reason. Please take a second to drop a like, people. That's from my bro, Eddie Love for Blue. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. Chelsea are open to keeping Ian Maatsen, while Maatsen himself wants another loan to Burnley. Then he should put pen to paper. We don't want to risk losing him. How long does he still have on his contract? I don't remember. Havertz literally had more minutes than most players and was deployed in multiple positions. At one point, he was given a free reign of the attacking line. So I'm not buying that wrong position argument. That's up to you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Big up, Coach. You have a colorful Dexter picture today, red, yellow, and yeah, and all. That was discovered by accident. That's actually a Lukaku picture that had a red background. I used it for the evening show, so I saw it added a depth to the balance of the color. So now I just cut Lukaku off and still use it there, so it's working. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Can we put forward a transfer news while keeping in line with the topics discussed? Yeah, we'll bring up the topic in a bit. And Wally Water says Bali wants to buy him and not loan him again. I've always suspect that's going to be the case. And he's now going to agree to put pen to paper for a new contract until he sees a path to the Chelsea first team, if that makes sense. We'll move on to the next topic in a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have 60 likes and we have 90 people watching. We should be at 150 likes right now since we're shooting for 300. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for 61 likes. That's not easy. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's check the next topic. Right, there you go. The man of the moment, the most talked about man. If you can call it whatever you want. This says Chelsea are advancing on Moises Caicedo's deal. Talks are progressing on the player's side. Contract proposal made. Personal terms are close to being agreed. A deal not done yet. Disclaimer here, pay attention to this one. That doesn't mean it's done yet. And even the report from the, is it Politico or Politico? I'm not sure the correct pronunciation. Their report. Okay, right now, remember, guys, we're talking about Moises Caicedo now. And if you're not talking about Moises Caicedo, I'm going to skip your comments, unfortunately. Unfortunately, please, we'll have to keep the comments aligned so that I don't get exhausted easily. I love it interacting with you, but it just doesn't make any sort of sense to be switching between topics like that. It can be exhausting. But let me try and catch up with this ones we have in the chat already. Can all agree if the move to Arsenal breaks down and Kai is given another season on the porch and flops, he's not Chelsea level. I think I would say maybe I will agree with you that time. Maatsen contract expires June 30th, 2024. So it's either will sell now, he extends, or will sell now. Coach, you surprise me now. Lukaku is providing depth to your text of at least some positive, something nice from him. Havertz wants to leave, so sell him. Yeah, we've all agreed on that. Cannot blame Havertz for his career stalling. He was still developing when he came to the Premier League. We mismanaged him, and now people forget he's just 24 and has room to develop and can actually start blossoming. But let's see. Havertz would be a good squad for Arsenal. Okay. Kai was good before. Those days of Tuchel, nowadays. Okay, I'm going to get to the very bottom. Let's talk about Caicedo now. A lot of people may saw latest from you, Kai. Havertz once said no German can say no to Bayern, but seems they're not interested. Rumors are actually they're in for him right now. But nice to see you, a lot of people. Caicedo, get it down. So your thoughts on the Caicedo deal? I want to hear from you. Sign him up, more talking. So this says again, I'm going to go through it. Chelsea are advancing on Moises Caicedo's deal. Talks are progressing on the player's side. Contract proposal made, personal terms are close to being agreed. Deal not done yet. That's why I'm highlighting this. And here's something I've taken my time to think about is this. The fact that Arsenal pulled out because they really wanted him. They even went in with £17 million bid. I think that was during the January transfer window, and they rejected it. Now Bayern came calling, and he told them he wants to stay in the Premier League. So, and I feel like Arsenal pulled up because probably they learned that his preferred club is Chelsea Football Club. And we've seen a picture of him with his mom in the back of a truck, him on a Chelsea jersey. So this guy is Chelsea through and through, if really he wants to join us. And Fabrizio Romano had a report out yesterday saying he's actually been working behind the scenes with Chelsea Football Club. And that doesn't surprise me. I've seen him, people taking screenshots of him liking posts by Chelsea accounts talking about Chelsea progress and players who are going after and all that. I think I hope we'll get him. Hopefully. And this says Chelsea expect to negotiate for 80 million fee packed with deserving will guarantee to leave because they guarantee they promise him if they get a sizable offer or an offer that matches the club's evaluation, they'd let him go. So the new contract he signed, I think, was just an improved contract, not really the length of the contract. I don't think changed. But he's one player I want to see us sign. Hopefully we'll get it done. It's something like it's going to happen for us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. What do you make of the Caicedo story? I'd really like to get see your thoughts in the chat. Brighton fans losing their stuff over Caicedo wanting to join Chelsea apparently and cannot understand why he would because they have European football. There are levels. When you talk about European football, there are levels. There's a Champions League, there's the Europa League, and also there's a European Conference League. That's hilarious, really. But the kid knows Chelsea will always be Chelsea. Yeah, we had issues in the past season, and probably will still maybe struggle a bit in the coming season. But he knows Chelsea will get back to the top sooner than later, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 69 likes. We're shooting for 300 likes. Let's make it happen. Coach, are you sure that having Caicedo will enable Poch to push Enzo forward? Here's the thing, pushing Enzo forward, I think most people see it the wrong way. Enzo is in a 10. Enzo will also will still continue to start in a deeper area. But the difference is with a player such as Caicedo, and I think Caicedo, you'd have to actually charge him to be more disciplined than usual because traditionally he's actually a box-to-box midfielder, or you can say at most the Kovacic role, hybrid of 8 and 6. We can get him, we can charge him to be more defensive-minded, and I think he's solid. Actually, he's sound defensively, and it can help us do better in that aspect than Enzo Fernandez. So if you pair the two of them, then Enzo will have the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch, which means he get the opportunity to be closer to the final third. And he has an eye for goals. And Enzo is a good scorer and he can create chances. But I think it starts deep. It's not going to ever. I don't think it'd be number 10 for us, or But he'd still start deep, because if he doesn't start deep, I don't think he'd be as effective as he's been for us right now. He can still start deep, but with the independence, will be more adventurous, if that makes sense. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. I appreciate you all. This is a big up, coach. Really blessed. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Again, top clubs and in for our players. It shows we have quality players, but for some reason, some of them haven't really worked for us. Only that they have not been managed well. You could argue that Havertz should stay. I'm sure on the pitch he will be good. Mount should leave. Here's the thing. If he stays, how about the fact that he wants to leave? How about the fact that maybe he's not in the manager's plan? How about the fact that he's refused to put pen to paper for a new contract? So that's a huge risk for the club. So Brighton want to buy our gem in Liverpool for 30 million and sell us Caicedo for 100 million. The disrespect coming from clubs in these negotiations is uncanny. You could say that. Let's see, all top clubs in the EPL want Caicedo. Tells you a lot about Caicedo and the fact that he wants to join us. I think if we blow that one, if we end up not signing him, I think it will be down to us not willing to pay the asking price or for some other reason. I have seen Caicedo really pushing high. Blue to forget, more like false nine. Yep, that's why I said, but he's sound defensively. He can actually play in the right back position. I think he's able. I would say if we have him, it's just like having Kovacic and Jorginho. We don't have a DM. We just have two players. One of them, Jorginho, hate him or love him, he could do a good job in terms of protecting the defense. I think you can get that from Caicedo too. Or maybe we'll have plans to sign a traditional DM, not just him alone. Because we've been linked with so many midfielders, we're not too sure what the club are going to do. I am not so sure about Caicedo. He's short and still think we need some height and physicality, more defensive-minded players in the midfield area. Maybe that's the case. Constantine Dante. Some reports are saying we may add a player, but Chelsea have stressed Liverpool won't be added. So I hope might trade Connor 40 million up from 2 installments of 20 million would be great. Let's see what happens. And I'm hearing they like Conor Gallagher, but let's see what happens. I cannot tell this Havertz stands watching. They got the same watching watching to likes ratio as him. Get the likes up, people. Get the likes up. 71 likes, 29 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work. So now Caicedo and Enzo as 2-8s and a DM like Palinha is needed. Learned Chelsea have tabled a 16 million bid for Chomeni. Yeah, I learned that too, but Madrid are not looking to sell. But yeah, I think this comment just highlights the fact we're not sure what role that we're looking to sign Caicedo for. But let's see what happens, really. I think it's going to probably end up playing in a deeper role for us. Dusan Vlahovic is good for Chelsea, or Osimhen in the front line. We don't know which of the two players the club are really looking at, and which of the two they're actually capable of getting. I'm saying, seeing him is going to be very difficult to sign. Dealing with Napoli president De Laurentiis isn't easy. Ask anybody else, and they will tell you the same. Yeah, Caicedo likes to push forward, so leaves Enzo behind in. We know what happens, and then he gets smashed and counterattacks. As Enzo, slower, not defensive-minded. He's not the strongest defensively. What do you think about Dusan Vlahovic or Osimhen? It's not my choice. Everything comes down to the player the manager wants. And if you add Kolo Muani to that list, I say Muani. I think he's the most suitable to what I know about Mauricio Pochettino's or preferred approach to the game. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. When playing 4-2-3-1, it's on Enzo and Caicedo pivot. In a 4-3-3, they will be utilized as 8, who would play in a lone 6. Santos not too sure. Santos is at this point is the unknown. Let me just phrase it like that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And I'm sorry if I get to your comment. If I cannot understand what you have there, what you've written, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to even highlight it. It's somebody's writing in Arabic. If you can read Arabic, please can you interpret? Let me see if I can read that. Oh, your birthday! Happy birthday to Anand. Let me see. Where's that? Something else I'm looking for here. Happy birthday to you, Anand FC. I appreciate you. That is for you. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Today, you become a year wiser. I believe you will. But enjoy your day, bro. Thank you so much for letting us know. Once more, happy birthday to you, Anand FC. We like it when you tell us. If you're a member here and you tell us it's your birthday, we'd really like to celebrate with you. Yeah, but thank you. We'll move on from that. What else do we have? Coach, what if Caicedo and Enzo fight Ecuador versus Argentina? I think at Chelsea, they will be teammates. Then beyond that, if Argentina and Ecuador get to meet in any South American competition, then they're rivals, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Good day, people. Good day to you too, Big G. And here we have Ram. Is that Ram? Ransmons? Boso, coach, please, if you have a voice in Chelsea, kindly tell our board that they can sell Mason Mount, but not Kai. That's just your opinion. He must renew his contract and keep to his dreams with Chelsea. We are bringing a better Gaffer. Here's the thing. The question is, the question is, what I'm going to ask is that the players in question, they've refused to put pen to paper for a new contract, which is a risk for the club. We have to sell now, otherwise we'll risk losing them on a free or risk selling them for a lesser fee. I heard negotiations will continue next week on Caicedo. Negotiations between the clubs haven't started. That will start next week. But with the players' camps, that's ongoing, and we're close to agreeing personal terms. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Hope nothing like a Wadi will happen in this case. Well, that's why you have to don't believe anything until it's done. We can play, again, let's keep the topics aligned. We can play different formation for 4-3-3-1. Okay, 4-3-3-1, and we can also play a 4-3-3, 3-2-4-1. Getting Caicedo isn't a problem. No, he's not an issue. My birthday wish today is playing 4-2-3-1. It works so well. Okay, but happy birthday to you once more. Nice to see you. And my bro here, let's get it to 100 likes, people. 76 likes, 24 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes, so we should be at 150 likes right now. And by the way, Ankit is my brother from another mother. I appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. Again, if you haven't, from DJ, Constantin Dante, and an FC, Agnes, Namaya Fawale, Biggie B, all of you, if you haven't, please go check out and subscribe to my bro's channel. And we'll have something. We have something in the works. We have something in the works. Collaboration where you see him here. Then sometimes we'll go to his channel as something you'd enjoy. We're still working on it, and we believe we'll be able to produce, to present you with something you'd love. And not regret. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. 77 likes. Big up to you too. Happy birthday from Constantin Dante. I would take either player to Chelsea. Vlahovic or Simeon will be difficult now. They have just hired Rudy Garcia as the new manager. He wants to build his team around him. That's the team telling him, I like you, trying to get him to stay. I think Osimhen will end up saying, at Napoli. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 21 more likes to get it to 100, and let's make it happen. Okay, that's a question to you, birthday boy. If you want to answer that, that's up to you. Please, I heard Santos had his visa approved. His visa for the United States, not work permit. Two things. So he's going to be part of, if anything, he's going to be part of the preseason tour in the United States. But work permit, I think that he will also get that one done. Work permit to work in England, which means to play for a Premier League club. Even if Chelsea decide to send him out on loan, we'll be looking for a Premier League club, and I'm sure there will not be shortage of clubs willing to take him on loan. Coach, the Arabic language message was asking about Riyad Mahrez. I think we are more interested in Lukaku making some friends. Lukaku going to Lukaku going to Al Hilal, but that deal has fallen through. Maybe they come back for him. See, maybe Todd Boehly will use his Saudi Arabian connection to get him to come back to him. Happy birthday, Anna, once more. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 20 more to get it to 100. And now we see, do we have anything else with Moises Caicedo lineup? I think we do. So further information of Moises Caicedo. This one here is saying Chelsea will have to pay a minimum of 100 million to land Moises Caicedo with a large chunk of it if you prefer, large slice of the money guaranteed upfront. There has been contact between the clubs at executive level, and Chelsea have registered their interest in signing him, although figures have not yet been discussed. I think we'll get him a lot lower than that. 100 million is just too much. You don't want that much pressure on a young player. And Caicedo, he's still just 21. Correct me if I'm wrong. How old is Moises Caicedo? Just 21? I think at most 22. But here's the thing. It's silly season. We see all sorts of these reports, emerge from anywhere. Sometimes you see something comical, actually. Sometimes you'd see a report to the effect of saying Chelsea are willing to pay $1 billion for Moises Caicedo, but they want to go in first with 70 million pounds, which just doesn't make any sort of sense. We saw such reports during the January transfer window, and we laughed so hard on here discussing it because it just doesn't make any sort of sense. But this one, we don't know, but let's see what happens. I think we still get him for under 100 million pounds. Yeah, please go subscribe to Almighty Blues YouTube channel. You can click the 3 dots to his name, go to channel, and then go and subscribe and let him know his brother Kachila sent you. 20 more likes to get it to 100 people. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. And we're shooting for 300 likes, so we should be at 150 likes right now. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see what else we have. Our good DJ, just saying hello to DJ there. 100 million is too much. 70 million, that's enough. I think it will be probably north of 70 million, but let's see what happens. Osimhen has rejected a contract extension as he wants out of Napoli. He will likely go to PSG if Chelsea cannot afford him. Do I think it will be Nagelsmann type of striker? Because Nagelsmann looks like the one that is most likely to take over at PSG. But let's see what happens. Dominic Maximilian Eneche, 21. Okay, nice to see you. I appreciate you, Dominic. Is it possible? Okay, that's you reminded me that Caicedo is 21. So I don't want to spend that much money on him, and then the transfer fee becomes a burden or becomes an added pressure on the young player. I think it's a risk. Is it possible for Team Liverpool to sign Thuram and Manu Kone? Possibly. But let's see what happens. You talk which of the Thurams? You're talking about the Mönchengladbach Thuram, which probably no longer the player right now. He's a free agent right now. Are you talking about the DM Thuram? Possibly. They can. But let's see what happens. Come on, people. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out Almighty Blues FC channel. Excellent content provided. And it's a multi-language as well. Yep, he does videos in Hindi too. I am glad we're not bending down to Inter Milan and spotting the minds in Lukaku Urate cases. For example, I like that. Yeah, we have to change that. People question why every time Chelsea wants a particular player, we pay premium. That's because we've always we just go in and say, how much is this player? They tell us, and then boom, we drop the bag and move on. I think that has to change. And I think we're doing something that's going to help change that. I like it that we pulled out of the Urate race. That makes sense. CFC haven't sold a single player in June. That's getting into serious situation as we need to sell for FFP. I think it's time we move on. Let's see what the club does. Wholesale deals. I'm not I'm not into the wholesale these things. But please let's keep the topics aligned, people, so that we're not switching from topic to topic. It can be exhausting. The price tag for Caicedo is something between 70 to 85 million max, according to Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, people make up nonsense. And that Majestic says, are we still negotiating on that stake deal? I'm not too sure, but I think maybe the blowback may well cause them to, to snap out of it, maybe. Hopefully, Cowell and Gallagher stay as part of the squad Not sure, not starters yet, but English Cup and Quota is required next year. When hopefully we are back in Europe. Yeah, we require that. If we don't have that, it becomes a problem. Here we go. Brighton wants to milk Chelsea the heck out. Big up everyone. Big up to you, to Tobago CFC. Button in, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Bro, please do share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. You do help me a lot as your brother. And it's only fair that you share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. Is there any club out there who is willing to bid for, say, 11 players? Clubs like Nottingham Forest can change their starting 11 with CFC. Yeah, they did that. Which players are Chelsea club interested in? A few of them, but we're not too certain right now. Big up to you, Tebago, my brother. I'm good, thanks. My brother from the medieval line, Almighty Blues. I just subbed. Yeah, thank you for subbing there. I appreciate that. What else do we have? A coach exchange my 11 players for a golden card on FIFA at the bank. I got Caicedo in the surprise gold card. Yeah, people keep reminding me that I actually haven't played FIFA for a while now. Sporting CP president on Manuel Ugarte. He's not the PSG player. What? He's not? What is going on here? Okay, let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. 82 likes, 18 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work, people. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible because we're shooting for 300. Here's the link to Tobago's YouTube channel. It's called The Coolest Chels. Please go check it out, subscribe, and let him know his bro sent you. All good. Just saying hello to each other. Amadou Onana, third choice, now as backup. I think I wouldn't mind even having Caicedo and Amadou Onana. We need squad depth. But let's see. Rumors are that we're serious about getting Amadou Onana. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous price indeed, but I don't think we'd pay up to that. Really, Caicedo is not world-class, a proven player. Just had one good season. Crazy to think of Brighton bought him for £4.5 million. Yeah, I'm going to come to you, Eddie. I just totally forgot that you were on the panel with me. I don't know whether you want to comment. Do you have anything that you want to start from?
Big up, coach.
Big up to you, brother. Sorry I left it too long there.
Yeah, that's fine, coach. Just on this Ugarte, I just sent you the link, actually, in your DM, and then I just sent that short message on the screen there. The chair, what's it called, the president or something of the saying that it's not 100% done yet for Ugarte. I don't know what that means, but that's what is coming up here. Says that Ugarte is not 100% done. He thinks Ugarte is going around saying the deal is done, but he says Ugarte is still a PSG. I mean, he's still a Sporting player. That the deal is not done. I don't really understand what's going on there, to be honest.
Maybe any issues?
We don't know. Just surprising. I just sent you the link, and I just saw it there, and I was just going through it, and it says the deal is not done. But for me, done or not done, we should just focus on what we are doing going forward. Because if he was actually motivated by money, then I don't think he's the player for us. So, because actually what we read is that PSG came and offered more money than Chelsea. That's the reason why he decided to choose them in the first place. So, even if the deal done or not done, I don't think we should go back for him. You know, that's just my own.
I think I agree with you. And it's saying that the club's president suggests Chelsea have not lost a transfer race yet. Blues still willing to pay a required amount. Wow, that is with regards to the Ugarte transfer.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on.
That one. Anything else? How about, go ahead. Anything else you want to talk about?
On the Caicedo. I think the deal will be done because one thing we've learned about this transfer window and transfer stories is when two clubs are going in for a player and one club pulls out of the deal, then that tells you something that the other club has gone too far. And they wouldn't want to portray themselves as being the player rejected them. So they just quickly put out that statement and say, we withdrawn from the race. Just like Liverpool, when they were pushing for Mason Mount, they came out and said, no, we withdrawn from the race, telling us that Man United have gone far in the deal for Mason Mount. So Caicedo, for Arsenal to come out and say they are no longer in the race, but we keep having conflicting reports anyway. Arsenal still in, Arsenal not. But I mean, what I think is happening is that Caicedo has made up his mind to join Chelsea, but it's now left for the fee to be agreed. And that's where the sticking point is. Because for them looking at us that we paid, because to be honest, we've overpaid for some players. Paying 106 million for Fernandes is not helping us as well at all. And Declan Rice being valued at 100 million for Arsenal, but I mean by West Ham, is not helping as well. And then if you look at the figures being bandied around, you see that we are not in any position for them, they are not ready. And we've actually overpaid for Cucurella. So they know we are ready to overpay. We paid a lot for Mudryk. So they know we're in that position where we can actually pay what they think the player is worth. So it's now left for us to see how, now that we have the directors in place, because it was Boehly who negotiated most of these deals that I just talked about. Now that the directors are there, they might be more intelligent and understand how to deal with these transfer issues. So we wait and see what's going to happen. But I don't see us getting him less than 80, upward of 80 million. I don't see Chelsea getting Caicedo for less than that. So we'll just wait and see.
If you think he'll pay up to 100?
Well, I don't know. It depends on Brighton. They hold every aces to this because he's just signed a new deal with them. So that gives them further strength. And other clubs are not backing off. I mean, Man United still there. Man City looking for a DM, according to information, if they've been linked to Declan Rice. So if other clubs are still open, like Bayern Munich still there, so that will further give them that power to ask for what they think the player is worth. So we should be ready for a real battle to get the fee down. But I really doubt it, because we know Brighton, they've done it in the past, they can hold up. But one thing is that how Liverpool, how they do their deal, I don't understand. How they got McAllister for 45 million is still beyond me.
I think he had, I think at one time his contract was running down and he had an option to extend or leave. And I didn't think they ended up triggering the option to extend it by a year. I don't think he had too much left on his contract like Caicedo.
Yeah, but even at that, I tell you, Liverpool is a different, the way they operate is quite different. I tell you, if it was Chelsea, even having 2 years or 1 year left, we still overpay. That 45 million, I don't think we would have been able to get it for 45 million. Whatever happens in the transfer window, whatever happens with some clubs against the other clubs, I really can't explain this the way it works. If Chelsea had gone in for McAllister, I'm telling you, I'm not sure we would have been able to do that 45 million deal on McAllister. They will tell you, oh, he's just won the World Cup, it's just this, it's brilliant for us, we don't want him to go. That's what they tell you, and we keep dragging and dragging and dragging. But there we go, Liverpool just went in, bang. I mean, for 45 million, that's bargain. You know? But it's Chelsea, so we wait and see. They think we still have money from Abramovich era coming into Todd Boehly now, so they just want to pull our pants down. So we wait and see.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We need just 16 more likes to get it to 100. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. Chelsea have sounded out Everton's Amadou Onana and Southampton's Romeo Lavia as alternatives. Should negotiations for Moises Caicedo fall through? It's a risk that, in the sense that probably the time we'll start discussing Moises Caicedo's deal. If it falls through, then probably too late to get either of the two players mentioned there. Chelsea wants Laporte, according to reports. He's a fine player. I think I'd take him. But let's see. Coach Sporting are inviting Mobies, a standard practice. So we shouldn't actually pay attention to them. Nizar is lying. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Also, Moises Caicedo have verbal agreement with Chelsea already. Okay. Chelsea all the way just responding to a comment there. Coach, as far as I am concerned, the Caicedo deal is done. It is time to move on to a striker. Really? I remember you say this. I don't want to hear nothing about Manuel Ugarte. I like him, but let's move on. We have to move on from him. I think it's a risk. And like Eddie says, if he said it to move to PSG because they paid more, then it's all about the money. Let's move on. Let's not get into a bidding war with anybody. Let's push for 100 likes, people. 85 likes, 15 more to get it to 100 likes. Let's make it happen. I'm going to say this now. If Marco Correa won't be sold, he will be an important player for Chelsea next season. I think he will. He's a good player. Let's see what happens there. Yes, anything else to do here? Kukure won't be sold. He's just braided his hair. Oh my goodness! Penitentiary style. He's ready for war. Okay, I want to see that. So you can't pull his hair again. You get Kone interim for price of Caicedo, but the club they have maybe their priority is Moises Caicedo. That's how I see it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Chelsea Club. Should not repeat this narrative of buying players at a high price and then release them at a low price. It's not good business. It's common sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Mr. Troublemaker, always nice to see you. Contract of McAllister was a release clause with £35 million. I think, yeah, I was thinking that made a difference too, because when we were looking at him, I think I did take some time to look at his contract. After Caicedo, get Paulinho and one of Lavia. Let's see what the club wants to do here. McAllister has a release clause of 45 million. Yeah, he had that on his contract. And Chigozie, thank you for saying that. Please, can you talk about these midfielders of teams on Liverpool according to their combination, Thiago, Fabinho, and McAllister? We're here to talk Chelsea, really, and I'm not sure how that is going to work for them. I don't know their profile that much to say this is how it's going to work. At least, no, I'm not going to get into that just to throw it in for something, just to make up stuff and throw it at you. I'm not too sure how that's going to work for them. We'll see. Lavia and Caicedo both could be a good for Chelsea setup. Are we able to get all of them? I do not know. Next season, we get top four. Arsenal will finish bottom half. This is Coach. Right now, there's 86 likes. So Caicedo will cost 86 million. But if we go 100 likes, he will cost 100 million. Why are you doing that? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Don't mind them. The vibe. Wrong channel. Yeah, thank you for telling him that. I don't know those players, all of them that well to know how that's going to work. Chelsea club should only work on weak areas, e.g., goalkeeper, striker, and midfield. I don't know. Tebago, you have anything where you want to talk? The Caicedo deal. You have anything you want to say before we move on?
Big up, Coach. How are you?
Big up to you, bro. I can't complain.
Big up. Is I busy or Eddie?
That's Eddie.
Hi, Tobago, right?
You're good. To be honest, Coach, I hope this is the last time we do another deal with Brighton. Because this team, ever since we done the deal with Moises, with Marco Corella, they want to make us. Because, for example, they want a Lavia with a cheap price. I think they want us to buy Lavia with a huge price. You see where they're going. But like, at the end of the day, hopefully, as Fabrizio Romano said, like from next week, they're going to start negotiation. Let it be a peaceful negotiation. Get it done quick and fast. Because I'm so tired of Brighton. Man, they're making us a fool this time. Even Inter Milan. These teams.
All right, it looks like he has something to attend to. That's why he's putting himself on mute. This one from the Bluetooth game says, rival fans are saying, if we get all our targets, we have to win the league. Do you see what they're doing there? Okay, let me try. And then you let me know if I get it correctly. I think they're probably concerned that if we get our targets, will be a good team, good enough to actually win the league. That's how I see it. Correct me if that's not the thinking behind that question there. Maybe that's not the answer you're looking for. But you go ahead, educate me if that's not the case. I really would like to learn why you say that. Chelsea must beat Man United and Arsenal next season. Liverpool too. Why are you saying that? I just don't know. Let's see. Kova versus Kepa in the UEFA Nations League final. Congratulations and good luck, lads. CFC is okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 88 likes, 12 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are in deep discussion to sign Nicholas Jackson. I think he's repeated that 1,000 times. I don't know why we're really trying to sign that kid. I don't know. I've looked at his clips, and I've seen him on occasions because I usually watch Villarreal's games because of Samuel Chukwueze, but I didn't really know him that much until we started seeing rumors that we're interested in signing him. But from what I've seen, I think he's still a bit raw. Maybe the scouts have seen something that I, as you know, as an average football fighter, cannot see. But let's see where that takes us to. I'm going to switch topics right now. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Apologies if I haven't read any of your comments there. If it's not aligned, I'm not going to read it. But if it's aligned, I'll read it. Sometimes there's also free form moments when you don't see any topic on the screen. Then then it's free form. Then I can get everything you have in the chat before moving on to the next item. This one here from Nemaya. I think that's you using your mom's ID, like you said before. While I said that my classmates are abusing me because we're losing, it happens. It's called banter. I don't know why you're calling it an abuse. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Lavia would be a good partner for Enzo Fernandez. If we're looking for more defensively solid player, so that we can unleash Enzo, so that Enzo will have the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. To me, I'd still say Lavia is still not the guy. Even Caicedo isn't really the guy, but Caicedo, he's defensively solid and can be charged to be more disciplined. While Enzo will have the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. Lavia isn't really that guy for me. If anything, he's more of an 8, in my opinion. If he's able to fulfill a more defensive role, I don't know. Maybe he can, but for me, I don't know from what I've seen. Michael Jackson is old for our squad. He's almost 22. Why are you calling him Michael Jackson? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 12 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Pochettino must know more about Jackson since he lives in Spain. He must be watching him. Okay, I hope that's the case. Here's the thing. We can argue from now to tomorrow. That will not wield any measure of influence with regards to what player the club decides to sign or pursue, if that makes sense. To buy Caicedo for 18 million and Enzo for 100 million plus Nkunku for 16 million, we would have given away the most. We will have the most expensive midfield, which is ridiculous. Really, it's beyond ridiculous, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Watch us bottle Caicedo. That's a panic boss driver there. He's in the chat in case you can join. Brighton demanded rights like Moises Caicedo, a fee as urgent response to Chelsea and Arsenal links. Let's see what happened there. I'm not sure we're going to pay 100 million for him, and I'm not sure Arsenal are going to pay 100 million for Declan Rice. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 11 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it work. Since Mount's deal to United, it's in danger of collapsing, according to United stands. I don't think it is. I think they're just trying to get us to sell Mount to them on a cheap, at a bargain price, maybe, because probably they feel we're desperate. And if you follow the rumors, the Mount to United stories, at one point they were reporting that United are so confident that Mount will not sign or not a new contract at Chelsea, so they're confident of getting him. That you can say, since he wants to join them, if Mount feels hard done by, he'll probably stay and run down his contract and join Man United on a free. They can actually get him to do that. We need experienced players. I cannot stress that enough, and thank you for saying that also. We need a balanced sport. All youth, I don't think, would do much for us. I am not a big fan of players that have been regulated or for us to buy. Look at it. Look at Mount. I think I agree. It can cause a lot of problems. And here, Constantine, but he's bad and a smooth criminal at the same time on the dance pitch. Lucas Goma from RB Salzburg has UEFA Champions League experience and is a proper 6. But we don't have UEFA Champions League. But maybe, should I call you Aka? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. We're not sure. I'm not sure. Are we looking at him? I have to be honest, I don't know the player in question. Let's move on to the next topic. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, I appreciate that. 10 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. And yes, we can make Right, this one here, it's a report on Mateo Kovacic. It just went blank. That's probably because it's been open for a while and I haven't used it. Let's see. Is it ready there? Just give me a second. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 10 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it work, people. So this here reports more on Mateo Kovacic deal. Man City and Chelsea are in direct contact. Talks are taking place. Expectation is for deal to happen. Just not done. Yet Kovacic agreed personal terms with City 10 days ago. All parties want the same. Full agreement expected very soon. I hope, again, it works out for him. And like somebody says, at Man City, who was that said that at Man City, Kovacic will be plug and play. I think he will click like this. I think they will, like Ty said, they will take him for the player he is. They don't expect him to score much or create much, but he will help them progress upon no matter how you press them. But I think I'm suspecting actually that City Pep can actually bring out the best in him, make him turn him into an even better player, get him to start scoring goals and all that. He has a way of doing that. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 9 more likes to get it to 100. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. Let's make that happen. Yes, it did, Coach. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Aka. And if you don't mind, if you're in the chat, please do take a second. Tell us where you're following, where you've joined the community from, or where you're watching from. We sincerely do appreciate that. Please go ahead and let us know. Yes, you did. Thank you. I appreciate that. Consider United are confident Mount wouldn't extend, of which Mount must have told them, yeah, who's in lose if the deal falls through. Yep, it probably will end up running down his contract and joins them on a free. I think, but I think we're still selling this window. If Mount wants to run down his contract, then he has to do it on the bench, not playing. If he's trying to play games with us, there's a chance we'll do that to him too. But I doubt, given the reports that Mauricio Pochettino actually likes him and would like him to stay. If he stays, I think he gets to play. That's how I see it. 9 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Kovacic is on the urge of completing a £34.2 million move to Manchester City. Personal terms have already been agreed with the Croatian international. I wish him well. He's a player I like so much. It's one of the players I didn't want to leave Chelsea, but unfortunately, some Chelsea fans want him to leave. That's because he's that sort of player. You don't really understand what he brings to the team, because a lot of people see football just on the surface level and not beyond that. Yeah, but let's see. The player around Kovacic will bring best out of him. Pep doesn't need to. Yeah, that's another way to phrase it. Washington, D.C., thank you, Aka, for joining. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, Coach. Chatting from Nigeria. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know Constantine Dante is from Australia, so I appreciate that. Kovacic is on the verge of Man City. Bye-bye, Cover. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean, Crisho Norton. I appreciate you, my bro. Thank you for saying where you're from. Kovacic will complete his exit from Chelsea in a couple of days, according to reports. I wish him well. He's a fine player, and I can't believe he's actually leaving us. There's always a risk of something like a serious injury that could end up bad for Mount. So it's not that simple by saying we wait for a year. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Coach, please, what is the update on Caicedo? Talks have progressed between Chelsea Football Club and his camp, and the personal terms, we're close to agreeing personal terms with him, but we haven't started proper negotiations with the club, with Brighton. So it's still a long way. You can say it's still, and we're learning that starts next week. Thomas Baines, Cincinnati, fellow American, I appreciate you. That's one state name I can't pronounce. Is it pronounced Cincinnati, or I don't know? You try help me out there. But that's, by the way, Chelsea must know what they're doing. Okay, Chelsea don't know how to steal. That's to steal players or buy players. Home Young, thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. West London, big up to you. The Blue Triple Game, I appreciate you for taking the time to say that. Chelsea have now made £85 million pounds bid to try and sign Real Madrid star Aurelian Tchouameni. That is according to Spanish publication. Really? Tchouameni, if we can get him, I'd do a giveaway, really. Honestly, if we get Tchouameni, I'll do a $50 giveaway for the community here. Kovacic he did well against us. He did well for us. Coach, we're talking about the shirt sponsor. If you want to get into it, go ahead. Let's shoot for it. But in a bit, hold on, we'll talk about it. Onana and Lavia, which do you prefer? It's hard to say. The other one is taller. The other one is shorter. The other one you can say Onana. I haven't compared their numbers, but eye test is, with eye test alone, I'd say Onana is more defensively sound. If that's what we're looking for. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Total squad revamp. It's painful, but it's probably what we need. Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that, Bobby. Once again, I will miscover such a good footballer. Olawale Ayodeji. I think he cover and City will be plug and play. We must be very careful this season. We have to. Thank you for saying that. Okay, Coach, I'm going to call it Tchouameni. Call him. Better call him. Well done, Coach. Realistically, what can Chelsea do about Lukaku if they don't loan him out and no one wants to buy him? I think he will end up joining Saudi Arabia, or we may look at him and decide to terminate this contract, or we may decide, you know what, he's the reason why he's practically worth zero pounds right now. And I don't know what the club, let me just say, I think two things. To say that he leaves or will terminate his contract. I don't see us trying to do something that would get him to buy his contract off of us. It's a very complicated situation, really. All I want to see is the youth being played more. I think they will get a chance. They will get a chance. So many fake reports out there. Yep. I agree with you. Let's move to the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We are at 92 likes. 8 more to get it to 100. And let's make it happen. What else do we have in the chat here? And Bobby has something to say. Big up to you, Bobby. Andrew Sanchez is already in South America. Already in America, waiting for Pochettino's preseason as the coach. Wants to have a good look at him. Yep. I think let's see. It's up to the coach to decide whether he's ready or not. And let's see what happens. AD, sorry, I didn't ask you. You have anything to say with regards to the Kovacic transfer? Okay, it doesn't look like AD is there. Keep dropping the likes. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel. And if you have the likes to go along with it, looks like AD also isn't available to speak. This also says Man City are closing in on a deal worth around 40 million euros for Chelsea midfielder Mateo Kovacic. There are a few issues to resolve, including how much is paid up front, but the expectation is that a deal should be done by June 30th. And that's still a long way to go. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Lukaku is a player whose contract and not his football is doing the talking. Yeah, I think that's what it has become, really. It's heartbreaking. 7 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. So what's next for Chelsea news? We'll come up with that. Just hold on, sit tight there. Lukaku must go. We don't need him anymore. We don't need any more dramas. Yeah, I don't think we need him. Kovacic is around 13 million pounds. Okay. And Eddie says Constantine Dante. I disagree, JC. Kovacic should be 80 million. That's what you think, but good luck getting that from him. All right, now let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 7 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it work. This one here, I think it's nothing new. We've heard that before, but I'm just going to read it anyway. This says Chelsea wanted to tie Kai Havertz down to a new contract. His current one expires in summer of 2025, so he still has about 2 years or less, just less than 2 years left on his contract. Or sell him for what they deem an acceptable price. I think we're there right now. If he stays, there's optimism he will return to form under the new head coach. But the problem is that he wants to leave and won't sign a new contract. Mauricio Pochettino after a difficult season, but if a deal emerges which suits all parties, it is highly possible that he will leave. I think he's actually, you could argue, he's on the verge of leaving already. Maybe I don't have that item isn't in the right place. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream, and if you have any questions, drop it, and I'll try to answer it as much as I can. Let me see what else we have lined up here to discuss. I've seen a few reports here. Let me try and open them, then I'll bring them up so we can talk about them. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Someone more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it work. Just give me a few seconds here. Let me see if there are new items that we have to talk about here. That one we've talked about. That one we've talked about. I don't know. We haven't looked at this. Okay. Let's see what else we have. A few more items to knock out before we round up the show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's see which one is here. And thank you to DJ and AD for all the updates here. I sincerely do appreciate that. That helps quite a lot. What item do I have here? Okay, this one. I'm going to open that one too. A few more items. I'm getting ready. So that we can talk about them in a bit. Just give me a few seconds. I will be with you. Let's see what else do we have here. This guy here. We've talked about that guy there and this guy here. I don't think there's anything new except the few of the ones I have. Okay, I have opened here, but I'll bring them up in a bit. I keep dropping the likes on the stream. What else do we have? This says to me, Kova is an in-between player. That's why I wouldn't miss him. Okay, meaning that he doesn't score. And is not a good defender. Yes, he's skillful, but then what? Okay, good argument from you. Coach, why is the fan base in meltdown after the new sponsor? Yeah, Ali's looked better on the skit, but our highlighters will come to that for multitude of reasons. If you can say for moral reasons, and religious reasons also, which is something that they should consider carefully too. So the bidding war is complicating Havertz a potential transfer to the clubs that want him. CFC is saying if Bayern and Arsenal do not wallet up, CFC are happy to keep him. Yeah, and I've heard a report to the effect of Havertz he's not going to push for a move away. If we cannot get 40 for cover, at least offset Sterling's price. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think I think we paid so much for Sterling, really, but let's see what happens. Coach, if we don't sell Kai now and he flops on the pouch, we won't be able to sell him Lukaku 2.0. So listen, if he's told us he wants to leave, we should try and sell him. It's as simple as that. It's whose stake is Kim. So we'll get to that discussion in a bit, but let me see. I want us to knock out this particular topic here. Then we'll come back to that. The shirt sponsor, why that is actually an issue. Let's see the items we'll have lined up here. Not too much really, just a few items here. This one here, Chelsea have sounded out Everton's Amadou Onana. I think Eddie had something to that effect in the chat already. Sometimes it's Romeo Lavia as alternatives should negotiations for Moises Caicedo fall through. I'm not sure what to make of that, which means we're suspecting there's a chance we're not going to get Moises Caicedo. And we've looked at that report that says something to the effect of Romeo Lavia's most likely destination will be Arsenal. Onana, do I trust him to accept to come to us? Nope, because during the January transfer window, we went in late with a bid and he refused to come to us. So let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. We'll move to this one. Talks will start next week between Chelsea and Brighton on Caicedo personal terms. I nearly agreed. So yeah, that one is looking good, but it's not certain. As you can see from that report right there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along with 3 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Levi Colwell has not made Gareth Southgate a squad for the game against Malta tonight. That doesn't mean it's over for him. I think he'll still get a chance. Let's see what else we have in the chat here before we talk about. I'm looking for a tweet where the discussion for the kit is there at the court stake, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's see. But we talk about that later when coach is ready. I think I'm ready right now. Anticipated front three of Sterling and Nkunku Havertz and a striker, and it's good to be honest. But I think people have started looking beyond that. Just like from 3-4 months ago, we started looking beyond Christian Pulisic and not even selecting him for in our predicted lineups. And that's because we sense that the managers don't trust him anymore and all that. Dante, it's a betting company. What if Sterling and Havertz? Yeah, let's move on from that one. So let's talk about the sponsorship thing. It's people are complaining of, you can say, from a moral perspective. I think that's an issue. And against some people's belief, Muslims, to be specific, I think the Muslims are. I think betting or gambling is against the Muslim faith. So we have Muslims in our ranks. So I'm not sure whether the owners, they considered that deal before even getting to an extent where by the time we know about it, it's already they finalized the deal already according to reports. But that doesn't mean we cannot snap out of it. If it's going to cause problems, lots of people, even non-Muslims, are complaining too. I don't think it's okay. Gambling it ruins people's life, and some people have died as a result. I get it. Some people will look at it and say it's just business. I get it. And if you look at it, the fact that Allianz were offering 20 million and the gambling company they're offering around 44 million plus. So yeah, and then we jumped on it. Maybe they didn't think it through, but I don't think that we don't have that sponsorship on our shirts yet. I think it's still being discussed. Maybe the club hierarchy will see a reason to pull out of it because it creates a serious problem for us. And I think we had a program where we're actually a program against gambling or so, gambling addiction. I think Chelsea sponsors such program before. I'm not too well acquainted with it, but overall, it's from a moral. The argument against it is from a moral perspective and also religious perspective, also, which I respect so much. It didn't look like we considered that quite well. It's not too late. We can still pull out of it. We haven't put pen to paper, and we don't have that particular company on our shirt. But if anything, you can say that shows we're desperate for money, really, and that's concerning. That is seriously concerning. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. JC says the Pulisic is a permanent starter in hamstring coach starting in 11. I think his injuries hasn't really helped. Morally, it's not good. I cannot even sell shirts with it to under 16 kids. Yeah, so even beyond the moral perspective, so there's limit to who you can sell the shirts for. It just doesn't make business sense also, if that makes sense. So I get it. Let's see, what else do we have here, Coach? I think the Onana and Lavia news is for Brighton benefits, just in case they think their player is our only option. So there's a chance we're sponsoring that narrative, actually, to get them to say, look, if you're not going to sell him to us, we move to other options. But it still doesn't make any sort of sense. Every other report linking us with a move for Moises Caicedo, it's like sound as if he's our only option and he's our priority, and not Caicedo and Amadou Onana. I sincerely hope that next season, with less games, the hamstring coach will no longer have a big squad than Poch. Let's see what happens. Coach, it's Australian. It's an Australian company, and I know about the guy. He's a very shady guy. Lots of links to bad things underground stuff. Just so you know. So yeah, that's more context to why there's a blowback. So I think we will eventually pull out of it, because I'm sure they're hearing everything that's going on right now. It's risk from whatever angle you choose to look at it. It's a risk, even from a business perspective. The fact that Constantine mentioned you can't even sell the shirts to kids under 16, which means it reduces the number of shirts we can sell. So it just doesn't make business sense. But if anything, you can argue it shows desperation. but it hasn't happened. There's a chance it's absolute a horse doo-doo. We don't know because it hasn't happened yet. We've seen people report that we signed a certain player, and then it turns out we weren't actually close to signing that player in particular in question, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We have 100 likes already. You people are absolute legends. Let's add some cushion to it. We have about 16 minutes more to round up. If you have any questions, shoot for it. And disclaimer, I do not know everything, but I'll try my best to answer the questions you have there. So yeah, but Constantine Dante, thank you for educating us on more, giving us more, you can say, backstory to why people don't like that particular company. Coach, it's a bit hypocritical for the Premier League to accept short sponsorship deals from gambling companies and then ban Ivan Toney for being seduced by those same companies. Thank you. I have to say, this is a delicious comment on its own, actually. And I appreciate you saying that. It just doesn't make any sort of sense to ban someone for, gambling, and then also accept the gambling organization as a sponsor for one of the clubs in the Premier League. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But so I appreciate that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 100 likes. Let's add some cushion to it. Let's get it to at least 120 by the time the show ends. We have about 60 minutes to round up. Yes, a stake of paying more, but you won't sell many shirts. So offset that extra cash. So it doesn't make any sort of sense. Yeah, it doesn't even make business sense. Plus the blowback and all that. Plus chances of some of our Muslim brothers that play for Chelsea, opted not to wear the shirt. Then you have a problem. I don't think it makes sense. We should. He has the connection. I think there won't be shortage of sponsors. We should look for one. Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Coach, the question is on our owners. So what are Boehly and friends doing hanging around with shady guys? I'm not going to go to that extent. I just don't want my club having a sponsor on the such sponsor on our shirts. It just doesn't make sense. But that's a good question. Even at that, I don't want to get into go beyond talking about what's happening to the club in particular right now, specifically maybe. I want to know the players that Chelsea have signed. We haven't signed any this window, but we're working on it. Usmani Tolo Kamara, nice to see you. I appreciate you. Let's see. I don't think they know too much, JC. They're just looking at dollar. Yep, they probably paid attention to the money and not look at all what issues it will cause. But hopefully they do their homework and realize what a mistake it will be. I think they will end up pulling out. I think people will tell them that that's quite wrong. I cannot buy that shirt for my kids. I will not buy it either. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, what the heck? It's a good question. I think they will eventually pull out of the deal. We haven't signed yet. Ali is offering it's 420 million euros is ridiculous. We've had bigger deals, Samsung and all that. And even 3 is paid more. But at least, here's the thing. You have to provide value. In the sense, I get it. Chelsea is a big club. But right now, how we finish in the season, we don't have, you can say, in terms of bargaining for a big sponsorship deal, I don't think we don't have too much power. We don't have, you can say, enough to present to the potential sponsors and say, look how far and wide people follow us and all that. But the fact that we don't have Champions League football and all that, and how badly we did last season, those factors are considered too, if that makes sense. Which was why I've always argued they understand the importance of winning, because if you don't win, you're not going to get big name sponsors, if that makes sense. Did I read that through? This says Ali's offer is a ridiculous 20 million euros. The stake deal will only be valid for the time the UK ban on gambling sponsors will take effect. But even at that, there are other aspects that's an issue. The moral aspect of it, and the Muslim players at the club who their fate condemns gambling, if that makes sense. Allianz is more reputable, but their offer is a joke, and they probably knew we were desperate. That's why they weren't willing to offer that much to us. I am sure there are many sponsors they can get. Let them try go for it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you all. We'll be rounding off in a bit in about 9 minutes or so, or less. But if you have any question, drop it. I'll try to address it as much as I can. But disclaimer, I do not know everything, if that makes sense. There is a rule by the EPL to ban betting company sponsorship by the summer of 2025. Yep, I think I'm well acquainted with that. Yes, people, let me see if I have anything new from our brothers there. Any update from them? I don't think I've seen anything. I've seen anything new. Just give me 1 second there. Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let me see. If you have any questions, shoot it, and I'll try to address it. Do we have anything else here? Let me see. So I get it. It's of course in the division. I know some people won't have problems with it. Some will, but that will deepen, you can say, the division within the fan base, and I don't think it's okay. Let me see anything else that we have around here. This is a statement. DJ shared this with us. A statement from Enzo's father. He says, "My son wants to be a champion." Enzo Fernandez's father reveals Chelsea star wants to play a different role under Mauricio Pochettino, maybe to have the independence to, assert himself more during games, or to have the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. Chelsea HQ saying Chelsea are in pole position to sign Moises Caicedo and are willing to swap players, but will not offer Levi Colwell. That's how much we really like Levi Colwell. And from the Zaki Salah is saying, just give me a second here. I want to read that one. I'll come back to that one in a bit. And Nizaki Salah here, let me see, what's that report from DJ? Quite a lot. DJ shared a lot for us. So Mason Mount will likely leave Chelsea on a free transfer if talks with Manchester United collapses. Duh. Do we need scientists to tell us that? I don't think so. United walked away from Kane overpriced and Wood with Mount if price. But if that happens, I think Mount will feel hard done by and probably will decide, okay, you know what, I'm just going to run it out in League One free. Interesting feuds coming as they don't want a saga. I think we're still selling. If we want to risk losing him, that's fine. And reporting, David Austin reporting that Arsenal initially targeted Mason Mount, but once it emerged that his preference is to join Manchester United, the focus has shifted to Kai Havertz. Okay, what else do we have here? This is talks between, I think we've looked at this one, the talks between Chelsea and Brighton for Moises Caicedo will start next week. As a conversation on personal terms is very advanced. Man City are closer to concluding a 40 million euros agreement with Chelsea for Mateo Kovacic. So anything else? Here's the stake thing. Yeah, let's look at it. Let me bring up this one here so that we can just look at it and then we'll move on from that. I want to get your thoughts, what you make of it, and I want to thank Constantine Dante for educating us on why that's actually a big problem. Beyond it being a business era, the owner is a very shady individual. Chelsea are in talks with Stake about becoming their new shirt sponsor. Ali is only offered 20 million a year with Chelsea. Expected asking price at 50 million a year, something like that. So even 44 is close to 50, but we shouldn't take it just for the sake of it. I think it will create a lot of issues for us, if you get what I mean. What else do we have here? Strange part about the gambling and Muslims is in Belgium, gambling bars here in Belgium are run by Turkey and Moroccan people. Here's the thing: it depends on the individual. There are some you can say that go to the extent. You can say all Muslims are the same. All Christians are the same too. There are born-again Christians that are churchgoers. So there are Muslims who wouldn't take it lightly, who wouldn't put on the shirt. And I think I have friends that are like that, that has a gambling company name on it. Some is nothing. It all comes down to the lifestyle of the individual, if that makes sense. But I don't think we should risk it. It doesn't make any sort of sense. Waffin's sponsor, how do you pronounce that? Waffin? Welfin. I think that's Welfin. Welfin sponsor smaller on is worth 20 million pounds. So I'm sure they can get more from those rather than deal with a company that will, start raising questions with the moral standards of Chelsea as an organization, or moral ethics maybe. Most likely, they are dodgy people, and not all Turks. Moroccans are Muslims. Yeah, again, here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether the person are Muslim or not, but it depends on the Muslim itself. It depends on how strong the belief of that person is. We've seen, it depends. So, Eddie, I don't know if you're there, you have anything to contribute to that. You let me know. Let me see what else we have here. I think I got something new from DJ. Let me see if that's the case, and I'll talk about it in a bit. Eddie this year. Okay, a new update there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Here, Manchester United are preparing a final offer of 50 million for Mason Mount. I think he goes for 50 million. And DJ, thank you for the. That's Eddie. Thank you for that update. I think Mount will go for 50 million. I knew we weren't going to sell him for anything close to even 16. We just have to drive for the sake of us wanting to sell players. Eddie, go ahead if you want to comment.
Sorry, I had to step out and it took me longer than expected. Sorry.
No worries. Go ahead if you have anything to add.
Just on this Mason Mount, yeah. I mean, if we get the 50, it's not bad. To be honest, I think we just need to get it quickly and move on.
I think we'll take 50.
I think so myself.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. I'm going to mute you because of the feedback from your angle. Okay, thank you for muting. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way, even though we finished 12th last season with Chelsea FC. We could get better sponsors, but yeah, it won't be that easy right now. I really don't understand our owners. DJ is arguing some of our players will not wear that shirt. Yep, I think we've talked about that. So maybe, I don't know whether they are acquainted with the culture, or you could say they didn't really consider things from a religious perspective or moral perspective, actually, which everyone, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, if you're morally driven, then you will not support that, really. It doesn't matter your religion anyway. Chelsea FC should, again, we are Chelsea FC. We could get a better sponsor. I really don't understand. Our owners, some of our players will not wear that shirt. I expect a better from a businessman, and it should be should have people within our ranks that will tell them, don't do this. We finished the 12th in the last season. It sounds about right, DJ. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 105 likes. Thank you so much. I think we'll be rounding up in about a minute. Coach, why are Chelsea even looking at a stake? There were two other companies that submitted a similar bids up to 40. Then why are they doing this? The cheap Allianz Arena bid, no excuse. So thank you for bringing this up. So we should look at other options. I don't think Chelsea should not, for any reason whatsoever, accept, put pen to paper for that contract, sponsorship contract from stake. It just doesn't make sense. The story surrounding the owner and everything we've heard, even from a moral perspective, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make business sense. And I learned from Constantine Dante that you cannot even sell the shirts to under 16 kids, and kids actually buy quite a lot of jerseys. So it doesn't make any sort of sense. Let's just assume that it's all rumors at this point. There's nothing concrete about that, but it's concerning if they're not paying attention to that aspect of the whole thing. This coffee is so strong. I had just a few sips and stopped taking it because I can hear my blood pump. Let's see. Let's take that money and run. I think I agree with you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Fede, I haven't seen you for a while now. More importantly, I hope you're doing well. Please do let me know in the chat. And remember, we have evening shows right now. I won't be that active because usually that's the time I take breaks. But Louisa will be here and can accommodate any other panelists that wouldn't mind being on camera. I don't know why Arsenal want Havertz, because they feel it's good. If you feel Philadelphia Havertz is not good, if they see something in him, and I know you can admit there's a good player in him. Maybe Arteta will unlock him. My point is just let them just pay up. It's since the player wants to leave. A known platform, Manchester United channel, are saying the MM deal is off. Mason Mount deal is off. I don't know how true that is. And then this one here, Miro Football, they're saying they're preparing a 50 million bid, £1 million bid. Here's the thing, I think probably that's them trying to push us because they don't want him. Actually, I've seen Manchester United fans argue that they don't want Mason Mount, actually. So maybe they're just trying to get us to, you can say, to trigger our desperation, really. So we say, okay, you know what, just take him and give us what you want to give us, if that makes sense. And this, and again, it's all rumors. Chelsea is a club that keeps giving. I think that's another way to say it. Coach Bosen, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. This said the rest of what came to your mind. Typical Chelsea, penny wise, pound foolish. It just doesn't make any sort of sense, honestly. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 105 likes, 105 likes. Let's add cushion to it. Let Clearlake Capital sponsor the shirt with 100 million to reduce FFP pressure. That will be considered cheating. I'm sure, quite sure that will be considered cheating for sure. But with that, I think it's time we'll round off. Eddie, you have anything else to add? Please do let me know if you have anything else to add to the conversation to say before we round off. I'd really appreciate to hear from you. And thank you to everyone in the chat. If Eddie doesn't have anything, then I'll just say bye-bye to everybody and we can call it a day. It's been absolutely enjoyable interacting with you. That's my favorite part of the Blue Morning Show. But I cannot assure you the evening show will be like that. Okay, it looks like AD is busy, so I want to say thank you to AD. I don't know, you have anything else to say, AD? You go ahead before we round up.
Yeah, it's been a lovely show. It's just that on the sponsorship thing, the deal, I don't think we should go for the stake thing because, just as you said, it's shrouded in a lot of controversies. People won't buy the jersey. What's the point of having jerseys that are not carrying the ad of the sponsors? So I don't think it's a good one for us. We'd rather go for something else, or we leave it plain. That's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eddie. And the good thing is that it hasn't happened. Maybe the owners sponsored that narrative to see whether people would complain. If that's what they did, then they'd see that it's not worth it. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But I want to say thank you to you, Eddie. Thank you to Tebago, who was on the panel for here with us. And thank you to Constantine Dante. And I'm not into us risking anything that will come back to bite us. A lot of people, Mesolo, nice to see you, bro. Looks like you've been busy. Chelsea all the way, I appreciate you. Chelsea all the way, DJ, so thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Feded, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. And Namaya, I appreciate you. Mr. Troublemaker in the blue. To game, I appreciate you, Coach. This window could be epic, especially if the Gallagher to Brighton has part of the has a part of the Caicedo deal. Rumors are true. I hope so. It can, if we don't want him, if it's deemed a surplus to requirement, then we might as well factor him into the Caicedo deal if they want him. But that's why I'm going to wait and get this deal. And thank you once more. Big up to you too, Nemanja. I appreciate you. Eddie says that Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante apparently doesn't know where he will be playing next season. Okay, that's shocking, really. Yes, Chelsea for life. That's shocking, really. But thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I cannot thank you guys enough. Just one more report from AD, and I'll say goodbye. And the blue to again once more. Thank you. I appreciate you. This one here says, Peace Mercato comes up with a story today claiming that despite the news about a potential move to Al Hilal, the player still hasn't decided his future yet. That's one principle, man. If he refuses to go to Saudi Arabia and take 100 million euros per year, I'm not going to like him anymore. With that, I want to say thank you to all of you. It's been an excellent show. Thank you. See you guys during the evening show. God bless us all, and bye.